shiur tonight is that we obligation, I don't know how many of us know, that we have a mitzvah from the Torah, and we bring the sources, to judge everyone favorably. How many of us know this mitzvah? You know that? Where's the source for it? Stephen?
The source is
Yeah, the source to that mitzvah to judge everyone favorably. Huh? ואהבת לרעך כמוך, it's to love. It's not to judge. There is a difference. To judge someone favorably, it's not to love. Nachon? You agree with me? So where does it come from? We have to understand. So I'm going to try to explain the first question that we have. That we obligate to judge everyone favorably. Not only that, we have to be favorite. How far we have to do it? How far we have to go? How do we do it? And then there is certain peoples that we know that they're problematic. There is a problem with them. Are we obligated to judge them also favorably? Do you know what I'm saying? So we're all going to look at it from the point of view of the Torah, and then we're going to bring sources from the Mishnah. So the first source that we're going to start with the Torah, with the written Torah. The Torah tells us in Sefer Vayikra, Parashat Kedoshim, chapter 19, verse 15. The Torah tells us like this: Betzedek tishpot amitecha. What it means, betzedek? In righteousness, you should judge your friend. Rabbi Yoshua ben Perachia said that from that pasuk, he said that in a Mishnah in Masechet Avot, in chapter 1, verse, Mishnah 5, not verse, Mishnah Vav, that means Mishnah 6. Rabbi Yoshua ben Perachia omer like this: Heve dan et kol ha'adam lekaf zchut. That from that pasuk you learn that you obligate to charge everyone favorably. Now we'll see that to judge everyone favorably, it's not so simple. It's not simple at all. And I'm going to bring a few ideas that Hazal tell us, and Chachmei Musar also speak about it, that it's actually in every case which you can judge it for favorite, but we can judge it also negatively. And with that we're going to start. I would like to start with that, and then we'll move on. You know, Hazal bringing us a few examples. I'm going to bring one, and I want to share it with you. We're going to make kind of a debate, and tell me how you're going to look at it. We see a son that actually doing a marvelous kibud avayim, that his parents is old, and he look after them. He needs all their needs. He makes sure that they get all their needs. They need shopping, he go and do shopping. Whatever they need, he makes sure that they have. He doesn't make nothing short. That means that those two old people been looked after the son 100%. Better than that? Can you ask for better than that? No. It's a beautiful kibud avayim. Can you judge it negatively? You would look at it. Let's look at the positive first. Hazal say that nachon that he looked after his father and mother, he served them, he makes sure that nothing they short, he makes sure that they have everything that they need. And it looked like a wonderful mitzvah this guy doing. But here comes the but. Maybe he have a motive. What's the motive?
money.
Hazal say maybe he gonna inherit his, the heritage. He wants the heritage. So, in that case, you take that scenario that we brought and look at it from the other point of view. And we say that maybe all what that guy doing, he's doing it only for one benefit, to his own benefit, not because he wanted to do kibud avayim. You understand what I'm saying? He's doing it for one reason. What is it? That when the parents see that he's looking after them, that in a will they're going to write that he's going to inherit everything. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
What do you mean no?
Isn't it obvious that a son is going to inherit his parents?
No,
Not necessarily.
not necessary. I see many parents that, lo aleinu, after 120, when they die, you know who they given everything?
Charity.
Different charities. Not necessarily Jewish charities. You look to me a bit surprised.
Really?
Uh-huh. So I think that you're living in a dream world. Moti, you'll explain to him later, please. Huh? Tell him. Tell him how many of those. You know how many, what's happened with many families? There was brothers and sisters, day and night. Until the Shiva start, huh? And fist fighting. I know personally a rabbi that told me he gone to Shiva, yeshiva, you know, he was in a Shiva house. They were sitting Shiva. And they will start to discuss during the Shiva about all the time. And fist fighting in the middle. You understand? So we see from here that Hazal tell us that we can judge almost every scenario in favorite, like Hazal obligated to tell that the Torah tell us that it's obligation, and Hazal come and enforce it on us, that it's mitzvat al-sem in Torah. But we can judge it also negatively. We can look at it from the other point of view. Why did I brought that scenario to start with? That to teach us that everything can be negatively, but we're obligated to look at it positively all the time. Okay, I would like to move on to other scenario.
Excuse me, Rabbi. In that case where the son was so good to the family and he had an ulterior motive.
I didn't say that he have. I say that it
But if-
can happen.
No, but
We can
these
judge
things
him.
happen in the
We can
life.
judge him for favorite or not.
Yes, so what is the situation there?
What do you mean? What is the situation there? You mean if he doing it only for the sake of getting heritage?
Yes.
So how would you judge him? You tell me
asking
here.
you
I'm
from-
asking you.
From the point of view of a mitzvah.
What mitzvah you have?
Well, he's looking after his parents on the one hand.
But you have a special motive for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, that's the point.
We don't know the motive. We don't
No, assume it is.
Very good. No,
One
no,
case.
let's develop it. I'm asking you a question because I want you to develop it.
Maybe didn't see the will, so
No, but
so
assume
you
that
didn't get nothing.
Listen what now we see a different.
No, but
Look what Moti said. Look how Moti start. Moti already judging him favorably. He didn't see the will.
You didn't see the will. So
He doesn't know who they wrote
But
the
he
will
wants to
for.
make sure.
Do you
Okay.
understand what I'm saying?
But he wants to make sure.
That's
that
how
it
you
will
must
be.
look at it. Now you want to make sure. Okay. So let's look at that
So
scenario.
you're already judging him unfavorably.
No, he doesn't. He
That's my
asked.
point.
He say he looked at it from all point of view.
That's right.
But what Lionel say,
These things happen. That's life, my friends.
yeah. But Lionel say and what Philip said, they're right. He done a mitzvah. Nachon? He did service
he done
them.
the mitzvah.
He did look after them. He fulfilled the mitzvah of kibud avayim. For that he will receive the reward.
That's from us.
That's between Akadosh Baruch Hu and him. Because Akadosh Baruch Hu yodea machshavot lev. He know what's inside his heart. Do you understand what I'm saying? For that he will get the mitzvah. But when it's come to other person from the outside to judge him, depends how we look at it. Like Moti say, that person doesn't know what the parents wrote on the wall. Nachon that maybe, we say maybe you have the motive. It doesn't mean that you have the motive. But let's move one step on. Maybe he doesn't know what there is on the wall. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Rabbi,
So maybe the parents,
if the person is a single child, there's no other.
I didn't say single
no,
child.
No, I'm just saying. If he's a single child, there's no other brothers and sisters, and he looked after the parents, one can't make the presumption that he was out to get the will. You can't make that presumption. You can't read his mind. Only Hashem could.
no,
tell you
that's what we're saying. But Meish, what I'm saying is, like Moti said,
Yeah,
he doesn't know what there is in the world. How
That's
can you
correct.
judge him negatively?
that's what I'm
So
saying.
the idea is all the time to try to find, to judge a person favorably. Let's move to another scenario.
One shayla, and what if the parents that are renting and he's supporting them financially as well?
this is the
So
mitzvah.
there's, how can you judge him? No, we're not talking.
So there is nothing wrong.
No, but you don't understand. I'm saying that.
He's got bicycles.
But we're not talking about a case like this. I said, so bring me a case that the parents is under the ground and you want to bring him alive. It doesn't go like this. We're talking about in general. There is general thing.
Yeah.
Don't look for things that the exterior. We're talking in general. That we have to learn, because all the subject of the show is to train our brain, our mind, to judge everyone favorably. Now let's move to another scenario. We know that we have a friend. And, for example, we drove on the highway. Chaim Yankel driving on the highway and he have a puncture. The spare wheel that he have is flat. Remember Chaim Yankel. So, he started to work. He found out that the spare wheel is flat. South Africa, the weather can change 3 times a day. It starts raining. Standing outside in the rain, stuck. He can't move. There's a puncture. Here come Chaim Yankel driving. Didn't stop for him. What would you say? Look at that friend. That's supposed to be my friend. But you must go one step forward. Maybe he didn't see me. No, he did see me. Because when I waved to him, he waved to me back. Move one step ahead. Maybe he have important meeting. No, I saw him. He drove slowly. Didn't look like he was driving fast. One step forward. Maybe his wife and his kids waiting for him. And they're more important than you. Because we know that the halacha, that the closer one come before you. Especially the wife and the kids. And maybe he's late to fetch them. Nachon that you stuck with a flat tire. There's no question about it. Nachon that it's raining. And he passed. But you don't know what he had. Maybe you need to rush to the hospital. We don't know.
Maybe
Judge
he
him
didn't
favorably.
recognize you.
Sorry?
Maybe he didn't recognize you.
He waved back.
No, I said that he waved back. You
That's
didn't
an
hear me.
instinct. Somebody waves to you from the side of the road. You wave.
Nah, usually. Okay. Whatever the case is, Gershon, let's look at things more with open mind, really. We need to look at things. That's exactly. Now let's move on. One more step. Look what Philip said. Maybe he knew that he doesn't have a flat things for him. He doesn't have a spare tire. He decided, you know what? I'm not going to stop. I'll go quick. I'll go and buy those flat one. I'll pump his thing and finish. Maybe. So we have to understand. We have to understand that we have to look at everything and to judge everything favorably. We have to train our mind not to judge everyone in a negative way. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to bring a scenario that the Gemara tells us in Masechet Shabbat in page Kuf Kaf Zayin, that's mean 127, folio 2. There's a story that the Gemara brings us, and I would like you, I'm not going to go through the detail because it's going to take at least a half an hour if I start with that Gemara. I'm going to make it short, I'm going to summarize it, and we'll see how we would judge. And then we move to the next stage, how to work on ourselves to try to judge other people favorably. The Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, page 127, folio 2, tell us a story. It was a guy in the south that had field, he was a rich person, okay, let's call him the boss, and it was a worker that he hired. That worker was from the north. He came down and he signed with him a contract for 3 years. And that contract meant that he had to work. When it came to the festival, just before the festival, before Yom Kippur, he asked the boss, can he go home? The boss agreed, yes, you can go home. He said, please pay me the money that's outstanding. The boss said, I don't have money to pay you. But you're rich. I don't have money. He said, okay. I know that you have a lot of orchard, a lot of field. Give me some of your fruit. He said, I cannot give you some of the fruit. Okay. I know that you have a lot value things. Give me something I can sell. I can go home with some money. He said, I cannot do that either. Give me on a piece of paper that part of your land that's worth a lot of money, I can sell it, and I can give it as a deposit, and when you get your money, I'll pay them, and then you'll take it off what you owe me. I can't do that. Now, let's stop here for a second. If you was the worker, and you know that the owner, the boss, have money, you know this Gemara, you know who it's speaking about. I'll tell you who is speaking. When I'm going to tell you, you're going to fall off your chair. Let's move on. The Tosfot, by the way, answered that. Remember, remind me. So, you know that the owner, that boss is a rich person, have a lot of field, have a lot of vineyard, have a lot of orchard, have a lot of money, have a lot of value stuff. Couldn't you give it to me? No, he didn't.
Didn't see his account, how much they got overdraft in the bank.
Oh, and that time they didn't have overdraft, but you're not far. Again, you're judging very favorably. Let's go now and we'll see.
But why do you let somebody work for
wait, you just listen. גרשון, אם אתה תקשיב, לא יהיה לך שאלות. אל תשאלו הרבה שאלות, תקשיב. Look now what's going to happen. So, the Gemara carry on and tell us that what's happened, that when the worker left, he was upset. He was very disappointed from the answer that the boss gave him. During the Chol HaMoed, the boss decided, I'm going back to the north to pay my worker. What's happening here? The Gemara asked. The worker was very surprised to see his boss suddenly pitching on his stepdoor. He knocked on the door and he said, I come to pay you what I owe you. Thank you very much. But the boss asked the worker, tell me something. When I told you that I cannot pay your salary, what did you think? He said, I was thinking that the money that you have, you maybe bought some stock. Okay. He said to him, listen what it's carry on and say. When I told you that I cannot give you the fruit, and you see that I have a vineyard, you see that I have an orchard, I have field, what did you think? He said, maybe because it was close to Yom Tov, you didn't done Afrashat Ma'asrot, so you couldn't give it to me. Okay. Judging him favorably, no? He said, when I ask you to give me something to sell from your house, you have a lot of valuable things. He said, maybe, I was thinking that maybe you find something that you want to buy and you put it as a guarantee that they allowed you to buy it, and when you buy it, then you're going to pay me. Okay, that's the boss. Okay. He said, when I told you that I cannot give you the field, but you know that I have field, you work for me. He said, maybe you put your field part of that deposit to buy the stock that you needed. He said, my son, the same like you judge me favorably, the Almighty will judge you favorably. The Gemara said that that's exactly what's happened. You know who was the story with? With two of the giants of our sages. You know who was the worker? Rabbi Akiva. That you didn't know, Nachon, Stephen? Who was the boss? Huh? Ben? No. Rabbi Elazar? Ben Orkanos. Rabbi Elazar ben Orkanos, שהיה עשיר גדול. That it's come to tell us that Rabbi Elazar ben Orkanos blessed his own student, Rabbi Akiva, the same like you judge me favorably, that hamakom yadun otcha letova. That means that the same that you judge me favorably, you should judge. And then the Gemara said there, in the same place, in Masechet Brachot, 127, folio 2, Kuf Kaf Zayin Amud Bet, the Gemara here make a statement. Listen to that statement that the Gemara say. הדן את חברו לכף זכות, דנים אותו לזכות. That means when you judge other people favorably, up in heaven, they judge us also favorably. How much is important, we learn from that Gemara, to judge everyone favorably. Okay. But it's not easy, nachon? Brian, if you work for your boss, and he say, and you know that your boss, you have money. I can't give you nothing from this king. I can't. You would judge him favorably? It's hard, huh? Nachon, you agree with me? Every one of us. It's not just you. I'm just giving you an example.
No, but I have a question.
Later on.
Why didn't
Later on. Not now. The time running and it's going to be late. Please, after the show. From now on, after the show. So, how do we do that? Meish, we have to understand how we do that. Nachon, you ask me. Yeah, I'm doing it. So, how do we do that? Listen how we do that. Hazal tell us, before we judge other people, for example, let's start at home. At home, with the wife, with the kids. Each one of us come from a different background, especially us Israeli that marry South Africans, very different. But even Israeli that marry other Israeli women, it's very difficult, I promise you.
A woman is
More difficult.
More difficult. Oh, Moti. I didn't want to say it, but Moti said, so Moti put a stamp, and I agree with Moti. And I want to tell you, we judge our women quite often harshly. Because we're saying, if I was in her footsteps, I would do it better. But we have to ask ourselves, wait. When I say if I was instead of her, did you grown up in the same suburb that she grown up? The same situation that she grown up? The same way that her parents educate her? You have the same situation like her? No. So we have to say all the time, before we judge someone, Rabotai, we have to put ourselves in their footsteps. To fit to their shoes, if we can fit. To come and judge other people, it's very easy. Very simple. In that case, I would do X, Y, Z. But did you grow up the same like she grown up? Maybe if you would grow up the same like she grown up, it will be even worse. You will behave even worse.
So look at the children grow up the same parents. Not all the same.
Nachon.
What is it?
Hanoch lanar al pi darko, each one according to his behavior. So it's come to tell us, when it starts, you know where it has to start? It has to start at home, Rabotai. The judgment that we're doing with other people, we have to be careful, because we quite often judge the family, because we're too close to them. We think that we have permission to judge them. And I'm speaking to myself, Rabotai, not to you. We have to be so careful how we judge our relative, our close, especially the wife, especially the kids. We have all the time to give them the benefit of the doubt. You follow what I'm saying? Anyone doesn't agree with that? Oh, Baruch Hashem, I don't have any argument. But let's move. Yes.
There's a very simple
Don't have
statement.
time, not argument.
There's a very simple statement. You should always give the other person the benefit of the doubt.
That's what I said. I said that.
And number two, presumption is the mother of all mess-ups. You shouldn't presume anything.
That's it.
And most people presume long before they know the facts.
Many people, but why do we presume? Because we always think negatively. That's it. It's the negative mind that we have. And we have here a psychologist, Nachon, a professor. Let's ask Menachem. Menachem, Nachon, in general, everyone, Nachon, every human being loves to judge. Look at the picture, or let's put it this way. You know what? Let's make it a bit more clear, Menachem. I don't know if you're going to agree with me. The grass of the neighbor always greener. Nachon? But when you go suddenly to your neighbor and you see the grass that he has full of pothole,
You smell the shit.
and you smell the smell that there is in the garden, you don't want to swap it up. You understand? That's the difference, Rabotai. Whatever we have, it's what we deserve to get. And if HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought it to us, we have to work on it. Now, how far we have to go with judging favorably? So we saw from the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat that we have to go very far. we have to try to do everything that we can to judge everyone favorably. Menachem, it looks difficult, huh? I see you nodding your head. It's not easy. Huh? Don't worry, it's not just you. Everyone here, everyone that you speak, have the same thing. That's what we're here to do, to work on ourselves. We're obviously not going to manage to do it the first time, not the second time. But as long as we start, that's already a step forward. But how far we really have to go? And Hazal come and tell us, and with that I would like to conclude. We also mustn't be stupid. Especially use the word stupid. If we know that there is certain people that they're problematic. Yeah, now I'm going to get to what you would like to listen, Moti. Just listen. There are certain people that they're problematic. You know that there are certain people that whenever you do it in business, let's use a very mild word, they're crooks. Sorry? Schlenters, huh? You like that, huh? In Afrikaans, schlenters. We say it in Yiddish, huh? Yeah. But they're skellen. Let's call them skellen. Where's Shimon? Shimon, you like the word skellen. There are certain people that they're skellen. And I know, for example, Shimon, you're going to do business with Mr. X that is a skellen. Now, you don't know that Mr. X is a skellen. I know. Come the question here. Should I warn Mr. Shimon? Or should I keep shtum? Because we have to judge everyone favorably. Nachon? Now you can say, now I'm going to make the question a bit difficult. Maybe he change. Maybe he become better. So if we know that this person is a problematic, he done it not once, not twice, he become a shor mu'ad, what we call it. We know that he have a name for himself. You know what I'm saying? He's a crooks deluxe. Not only that I'm not supposed to judge him favorably, I'm obligated to go to Shimon and say to Shimon, listen, my boy, you're not allowed to do any business with him. You know why, Shimon? Because Mr. X is a skelem. He's a crook.
Or not kosher.
Whatever you want to call it. Why is it? Because we have a mitzvah from the Torah. When we see, and the Torah tells us, when you see the animal of your fellow friends, that means the donkey or, the cow or the bull, gone lost. You're obligated to bring him back. That's mitzvat Shabbat Avedah. That means we're obligated to bring it back to his owner. And here I know that my friend Shimon going to do business with Mr. X that is a skelem. And if I'm not going to look after my friend, I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be judged. Why? You knew that Mr. X is not so kosher. A matter of fact, is not kosher at all. Why you didn't save Mr. Shimon's money? Why you didn't tell Shimon that Mr. X is a skelem? That's how they're going to judge us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But it's Lashon Hara.
Oh, is it Lashon Hara or not? It's not Lashon Hara. Why? Because the guy is a crook. And if he's a crook, there is no Lashon Hara. And that's what I said at the beginning of the scenario. We know that he didn't done it once, not twice. He done it a few times. He become a shor mu'ad. We know that in his nature, that's what he do. It's the same. You know the story with the scorpion and the turtle? Hazal tell us the story about the scorpion and the turtle. Yeah. It's in the nature of the scorpion to sting. And Hazal tell us that on Shabbat, for example, if we see in our house a mosquito that bothers me, am I allowed to kill him? No, because we have one of the melachot, tzai. We're not allowed to hunt on Shabbat. But if you find a scorpion in your property, are you allowed to eat it? Yes, definitely. Why? Because there is pikuach nefesh. Because the chances that that scorpion going to sting, we know that he's going to sting. Because that is nature. Do you understand? So there is no Lashon Hara. You're obligated to tell your friend. And if you're not going to tell your friend, you're going to be judged in Shamayim. Why didn't you warn Mr. Shimon? They're going to come and say, you know that Shimon going to do business. Shimon told you. But Mr. X is a big scallum. You know that he already caught few people. If it was your money, would you let it go? No. The same. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, you should love your fellow friend. What does it mean? That you, same like you love your money, you should love the money of your fellow friend. The same like you wouldn't waste it, don't waste your friend's money. You follow? So from here we see, and the Torah come and tell us, and we see just in few words, Rabotai, that the Torah tell us that to judge everyone favorably, look how much chokhmah there is. Look how much chokhmah the Torah teaches, how much wisdom we can get from few words. And today we see, unfortunately, many people that going to search other religion, going to the Far East to search the Eastern religion. Haval. Everything is written in our Torah, in a small few words. But we have to understand how to open what the Torah tells us and to understand the deep meaning of the few words that the Torah sends us messages. And Be'ezrat Hashem, if we all going to start putting our head into it, we'll understand and we'll have the wisdom, and we don't have to go far to search for other religion.